The western half of the state is going to have to remain on that heat safety awareness today. 100 degrees for us here in the metro and even down to our south and southwest. Notice temperatures anywhere from 103 plus. So again, that's where those heat advisories come into place. Again, that's going to be during those afternoon to evening hours. But some will actually see some rain on the radar as we get into those afternoon hours. Notice at about 2-3 o'clock, which is right around the time that we normally start to see storms blowing up here across the land of enchantment, is where we could see some activity out on the radar, mainly along the central and east mountain chains here. And as we get into those afternoon hours, they'll continue to push further to the east and southeast. Some down in the southwest side of the state may also get some activity out there on radar, but it's going to be a little bit on that lower end. And that's because we're seeing this slow moving low pressure system as it continues to work slowly to the south and southeast. Notice, though, some of these look to be a little bit on the heavier side, not only in terms of that color, but notice that as we get into the day to day, where some of those could be heavier in terms of that rainfall. So a flash flood threat does exist. 1 out of 4 risk for areas like Roswell, Raton, Clovis, Hobbs, Carlsbad, and the eastern portions of New Mexico. Not only that, but some could also be on the heavier side in terms of that severe weather. So 1 out of 5 risk for the eastern portions of New Mexico is where we're going to watch for the potential of those strong gusty winds as well as the potential for some hail. We're going to do it again tomorrow in terms of that severe weather. So on Saturday, when people have plans during those afternoon hours, we'll want to make sure that they pay attention to the radar before stepping out the door. Notice that this threat does exist further to the west now and does clip us here in the Albuquerque metro area. Again, we're going to be watching for those damaging gusty winds and the potential for some large hail within some of those storms. So as we go through the day tomorrow, notice we're going to see more of a widespread chance of rain with that low pressure system as it continues to slowly work to the south and to the east. I do think that our chances for rain tomorrow are higher than they are today in the metro area, and we're going to continue to see more of that as we go through the weekend. But again, there's also another flash flood threat as well as we get through Saturday. That does not include us now here in the metro area as of now, but I wouldn't be surprised if this shifts a little further to the west as we get into the day tomorrow. Not only that, though, notice our temperatures take a little bit of a nosedive. 95 for our high tomorrow on Saturday, but notice up to the north and east in the 70s. So it's going to be a little bit on the cooler side tomorrow for a good portion of the state. So as we go through the rest of the day today, though, again, the southern side has a little bit more of those chances for rain today. Roswell has that potential for flash flooding, not only today, but as we go through those weekend timeframes. But we keep those rain chances around with us through the remainder of that 7-day forecast, not only for Roswell, but even for Silver City as well. Northern side, again, the northwest side is unfortunately going to miss out on some good rain chances, not only today, but through the weekend. And we'll start introducing those 10 to 20% chances as we get into early next week. And Las Vegas has a little bit more of those rain chances since they're right off that mountain chain where we continuously see more of that activity sparking up on radar during those afternoon hours. North Mountains, a lot of the areas are going to remain more on that dry side, but there is still low chance in the Santa Fe area. 10% chance for the day today, but notice by tomorrow, 80% chance of rain as we go into those afternoon hours. So remember to stay weather aware as we go through the weekend time frame and check the radar before you step out the door. Even here in the metro, again, we're going to be more on that dry side today. It's all going to be about the temperatures today. So heat advisory in place for the metro today from noon today until 7 o'clock this evening, but we'll start introducing rain chances and bumping those temperatures down, and we'll keep those rain chances as we go through the remainder of next week as well.